Hi, welcome to Beginning Ukulele. Today's lesson we're going to be doing the preparation for the song She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain. Okay, so we're on page 24 and we're going to preview the music before we start and do our chord exercise and making sure that we kind of have do our preparation before we actually play the song in the next coming tutorial. Okay, so on some of the things we want to notice right off the bat on page 24, you always remember at the beginning of the music, we always have the signature of the song right there. We got the 4/4 time, 4 beats per measure. So that's pretty standard, pretty easy. Just remember it's 4 beats per measure. We got a rest in several places of the song. You got a rest right here in the beginning. I call these the pickup notes, and basically what that means is there's no playing, and then the singing just brings it in. Okay, so in other words, the only thing that you would hear would be "she'll be coming around the mountain," etc. So you would not play, the vocals just bring in the song. You have another rest at the very end, the bottom, don't forget there's no playing on that rest. You have a rest over here and about the middle of the song. You can still play, just make sure that you're not singing on that note. In other words, I would just let the next tutorial guide you with that. Don't forget the squiggly line means rest, so you're always looking for squiggly lines or your rest sign. Always looking for symbols that kind of tell you what to look out for when you play the music. Now these are the chords for the song. Okay, so we've already covered the chords. Some of them might be easier than others. The G chord. Again, all these chords are located in your music book. I also have them written up here so you can see the fingering, and they're also on your chord chart. So you get several places where you can look for your chord chart, with the only exception, the D7. I just want to remind you that you have an option of doing a D7 two ways. So this way, here's your D7, first finger down here covering all of the second fret, and then your second finger on that first string, 3rd fret. So that's one way of doing your D7. However, if that's a little difficult for you, what I do is I recommend maybe putting this finger above the first finger to help hold down all those strings, and then put down your ring finger or your 3rd finger on that first string, 3rd fret. If that's easier, because sometimes a D7 chord, it's hard to get all those strings to ring out, to sound out, because you are pressing, it's like a bar chord, so you're pressing all the strings down, as well as this 3rd fret, 1st string chord for D7. So the choice is yours, whatever you're most comfortable with. Let's go ahead and do a quick chord exercise. I'm not going to do a C chord exercise for C. I'm going to let you do that on your own, okay? And G7 is going to be pretty quick. So we also, most important, you know that this is a G and this is a G7. Please do not get these two chords mixed up. There are two different chords, okay? They are not the same chords, and they don't mean the same thing. There are two different chords made two different ways. Please do not get them mixed up. Okay, let's start with the G. So the fingering is as such. First finger, 3rd string, 2nd fret. 2nd finger down, 1st string, 2nd fret. Finally, 3rd finger on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. And there's your G. Okay. If you need to pause the tutorial so you can make your G, go ahead and make your G, then come on back and we'll move on. But this is a G, it should look like that. Okay. And then what you want to do is you want to press and then you want to relax. Press and relax. We're doing the chord cock exercise. Press and relax. Once you get comfortable, you're going to press and lift off a little bit. Don't forget to keep your fingers in that same formation. Don't let it move. It's frozen. Keep it frozen. Press. Look at your finger. Memorize it. Put that image in your mind. Lift off. Press. Lift off. Press. Lift off. Press. Lift off. Memorize it. Memorize how it feels. Put that image in your mind. Lift off. Press down. Go ahead and close your eyes. Press and lift off. Down. Keep your eyes closed. Pressing down. Lift off. Pressing down. Lift off. Keeping your eyes closed. Pressing down. Open your eyes. You should be on a G chord. If you're not, pause the tutorial right here and work on that for maybe 1 more minute. Okay? That's the G chord. Next is the C chord. Like I told you, we're not going to do that, but you should do it on your own unless you have that chord memorized perfectly. If you don't have a chord memorized perfectly, you need to do your chord cock exercise. I'm moving on to D7. We talked about that earlier. First finger, second fret, holding down all the strings. Second finger on the first string, third fret. Okay. I make my D7 both ways, this way and this way. Just depends on the song or how I'm feeling. Okay. So once again, first finger, all the strings on the second fret. All the strings on the second fret. Then the second finger on the first string, third fret. And then if you want to, or if you need to, you can put your second finger right above that first finger and put your third finger or ring finger right on that third fret, first string. Okay, that double finger there on the second fret helps to hold down all the strings, because it might be difficult for some people. And you want to do a chord cock exercise, pressing, relaxing, pressing, relaxing, memorizing how it feels, how it looks, pressing, putting that image in your mind. Now you're going to press and you're going to lift off. Keep that same hand formation. Press, lift off, keep that hand frozen. Press, close your eyes, lift off, close your eyes, press down, close your eyes, lift off, press down, open your eyes. You should be on a D7 chord. If not, pause the tutorial right here and then work on that and then come on back. Okay, last chord is G7. Okay, once again, go quickly. First finger, second string, first fret, second finger on third string, second fret, third finger, ring finger on the bottom string on the second fret. Okay, go ahead and do a chord cock exercise for this G7. This G7 was learned in the beginning of the course, so it should be pretty comfortable by now. If not, you need to work on that G7 with the chord cock exercise. Okay, so now we're going to preview the music. It's very important to preview the music before you play it. And basically what you're looking for, are there any difficult chord changes? Okay, that's what you're looking for. Any difficult chord changes is going to slow you down, is going to cause you to mess up when you play the song. So you fix it before you even play the song. So I know right now I'm looking at the music on page 24. Okay, so you follow along with me. So I'm looking at the first line. Okay, the G looks okay. Second line, G all the way across looks okay. Third line, D7. Okay. Can I do that D7? If not, you want to make sure that you're comfortable with the D7. Moving on, you have a G. Fourth line, you got a G7 and a C. I can do that. Okay, yeah. And last line is a G to a G to a D7 to a G. Now, if that is difficult for you, that chord change, please do a chord cock exercise and work that thing out. Okay, so after you've taken about 5 to 10 seconds to preview the music, look for any hard chord changes, you're gonna look through the music. This time you're gonna do the chord and just read along. For instance, right now I am currently looking at the music. I'm not really looking at my hand, but feel free to do both. And you're just gonna read and do the chord changes accordingly as you come to them. Don't forget the 2 rests in the beginning. She'll be, that means there's no playing on that. So there we go. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Second line G. She'll be coming around the mountain when she, here's a D7, when she comes. Continuing, she'll be G, coming around the G7 mountain when she be coming around C, the mountain. She'll be G, coming around the D7, the mountain, when she comes. Okay, so as you went through the music like that, you might have found some spots that maybe were a little difficult. If so, what you're going to do is you're going to slow yourself down. That means you just read slower, and then when you come to the chord changes, be thinking ahead. Also keep in mind that as you're looking at the music, it's just like driving. Okay, when you drive, you do not look in front of the hood. You do not look 3 feet in front of your car. You're actually looking down the road. Maybe some of you look maybe a quarter mile ahead while you're driving. Same thing with previewing music. You're looking at the music farther along. So in other words, let me show you what I mean. Here you go. You got the music over here. Here's the music. You're following along. Okay, but you're already looking over here. So you're looking here to follow, but you're looking ahead to see what's coming up. Same thing, you look, play, you're playing, you're following along, but you're looking over here to see what's coming up. Okay, so for instance, if you're playing the second line, you see there's a G all the way across. What's coming up on the third line? So you're looking down the road, a quarter mile, so to speak, and you see a D7 coming up. Okay, well I know that when I get to the next line, I got to be ready to make the D7 chord, and that's how you kind of look at the music. And then you're looking at the following line, you see a G7 coming up, a C coming up. Oh, I remember those. I learned that in the first class. and finally, in the last line, you got a G, a D7, and a G. Well, maybe that might be a little difficult, but at least you're looking ahead to see what's coming up, and you're preparing yourself to make those chord changes before you get to them. Okay, so once again, the next tutorial is coming up. She'll be coming around the mountain. Don't forget to tap your foot when you're playing. Make sure you're always tapping your foot when you're playing a song, an exercise, a lesson, whatever it is you're doing. Make sure your wrist is relaxed when you're strumming. Remember to pause the tutorial whenever you come across a difficult spot. So in other words, you're playing, and as soon as you start finding a little bit difficult, don't keep on playing. You just keep on messing up. Just pause the tutorial, work out that rough spot, and then come back and continue the tutorial. And also, let's say you want to watch the tutorial again, you don't have to go back to the beginning. Just go back, back it up to where you want to work on, and just play the tutorial from that section on. You're going to save a little more time that way. Okay, so try this tutorial one more time. Definitely get yourself prepared before you do the song, and then the more prepared you are, the more successful you're going to be when you actually do the song that's coming up next. And when you're ready for the next lesson, we shall see you there.